you say F's in the chat? Can you say F's in the chat?
Good morning. I hope you guys noticed we've got a new reward for Boomer Points, which Jason Barrow and Drywall, you should both have plenty of Boomer Points. If you tap on the little channel points, Boomer Points icon, I think both of you on your phone, just underneath the text box, there's a little B in a circle. And there's a couple different things that you can turn in. Stock suggestion, highlight message, whatever. There's a pink one that says Fancy F.
Can you say F's in the chat?
And when you hit it, it plays a sound. We're going to have more of those. We're going to add a lot of sounds. You don't see it? All right, here we go. Twitch tutorial time for Drywall. Here's Twitch. Okay. Down here in the bottom, to the left of the send message button. When you tap it, what do you mean it's not there by default? Take the trading screen down? What do you mean take the trading screen down? Oh, okay. Here it is. There's the stream at the top and chat at the bottom. I know it's white. There's a purple B at the bottom left. Do you see that? And if you tap the purple B, it brings up.
Can you say F's in the chat?
See, Mimi figured it out. You have a green thingy? You should have a bunch of options. Purples, oranges. All right. Are we good now? Can we go?
Can you say F's in the chat?
Yes, there we go. Now we're figuring it out. Congratulations. Barrow hasn't done it yet. He's stingy with his points. So I installed a plugin and hooked it all up as part of an overlay. And we now have sound effects. We now have sound effects. Also today in Stream Raiders, we're getting started with Stream Raiders. I'm starting the battle right here. They're adding player versus player today. So depending on what time it goes live, we might be able to play against other captains. We'll see. But what I need with all these distractions, okay, we still have 6 minutes. What I don't know is how my earnings trades are going to look this morning. Because we did 2 earnings trades yesterday, one in IBM and one in Philip Morris. And IBM, my God, CNBC page needs to get like a hard refresh a lot of the time. Oh wow, Corsair is up. Let's go. Drywall, I don't know if you were here yesterday when I put on a trade in Corsair, but it is crushing it. All right, IBM down to 120.60 right now. Our put ratio is at 121. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that opens. Hopefully we get a little bit of a kick here. What's the overall market doing? Nasdaq's up a little bit. And then Philip Morris. So what is Philip Morris doing? Up 56 cents. We did a what? In Philip Morris. We did an iron condor, right? We did an iron condor. So let us take Chrome off the screen. And we gotta wait. That is so that sound effect. That sound is Marshall yesterday a recording from his stream. He doesn't know that I recorded it, and he doesn't know that I've added it to the stream. So when Marshall shows up today, we're gonna have to hit him with a bunch of boomer point redemptions to play his sound effect. We'll have to coordinate that. What's going on? Wheat. Need to sell another put in wheat. Oh my God, wheat is paused right now. We cannot sell wheat until the market opens. Okay. I always forget that they pause the wheat markets, the soft commodities, in the morning. Philip Morris is going to be up. This is going to be beautiful. It was 77.84. Look at this. If it opens at 78, look at where our strikes are. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. IBM, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit risque. IBM's going to be a little risque. We'll have to see if we're making money on this on the open. We've got 3 minutes to go. We'll probably keep a closer eye on. I'm going to actually take the little Stream Raider box off. I don't think it really helps. Or let's keep the little timer. I'll bring it back when it needs to be. Or there's always this, right? Like I could just go full screen with it when the time comes. Maybe we'll do that when the time comes. Better than doing the overlay, I think. All right, so IBM is really jumping around here. I don't know where this is going to settle in. But we sold it. How's everybody doing this morning, by the way? Drywall's wife is going out of town. Maybe Barrow's wife is going out of town. We sold this for 10 cents. And it could potentially be worth $2.50. Would be quite a profit. But we will see. We'll have to see. So if we throw the analysis here and zoom in, it's the stock is literally going to open right here at our peak profit. The only downside is we still have 3 days to go. We have 3 days to go? What's our... We have 3 days to go for expiration. And these are 122s, not 122.50s. So they can't be worth 250. They can be worth 2. And there we go. I'd love to see some 120s here. See how this opens up. It's gray right now. It has not, the options haven't opened. Okay, down 95, down 3. All right, so it's down a little too much right now. It's at 119.34. Now it's up 19. Now it's up 7. We need those to stabilize. Do I put in an order here? To close for like 75 cents? You can get a tiny rally here. 75-cent credit. See if we, whoa, now it's really dropping. That's no good. Let's check our Philip Morris. Oh no, now it's down 63 cents. What happened? Hey, what happened? Okay, if we close that at 237, what did we put it on? 262. See if we can take that off. IBM, where are you going, IBM? We need IBM to get a hold of itself. All right, let's see some green. Let's see some green candles here. That's too big of a red one. Thank you guys for placing your units. Good morning, Mimi, by the way. Mimi came in here and dropped some points but didn't say anything. Hopefully he's still here. Come on, IBM. Come on, IBM. Get your feet underneath you. We can do it. Where are the bulls? Where are the IBM bulls? Let's get them up there. We're getting units. We're getting units. See, is any favorites playing right now? Is Santana Banana captaining right now? What else is going? Okay, come on. Come on, we got to go green. We got to go green here. And let's take, we're just going to toggle back and forth on the earnings trades right now. See if we can get Philip Morris to bounce up a little bit here. Philip Morris is very close to closing. Very close. Pennies away from closing. That should happen as soon as things tighten up there a bit. How's the overall portfolio doing today? Actually, let's take a look at the IRA, which we don't keep too much attention to. Drywall, by the way, you'll appreciate this. I realized yesterday that I hadn't put on a position in my wife's IRA in like 9 months. Or not 9 months. Over 90 days, though. I looked in the history tab and there was nothing. So I've really dropped the ball on that. I've really dropped the ball on that. Annaly Capital. DraftKings down again. I'm sure Rob is going to come in here in a second. Tell us that DraftKings is down again. Because for some reason, DraftKings only goes down these days. Yeah, yeah. So I manage mine, my father's, and my wife's. And the reality is I only manage mine. I always just forget about my wife's, and my father never wants to sell anything because he never wants to pay taxes. So every time we talk about stuff, we wind up talking for an hour and not making any trades or position changes. It's it's not exactly productive use of time. So I just leave it the way it is most of the time. All right. What's going on in the other account? DraftKings down again. We'll just put on a call vertical again. Wrong account. Wrong account. God damn it. Okay. Beautiful. We did it right. We did it right. I guess. Anything else? Oh, other than that, these are looking good today. IWM is in the money. Let's roll that all the way up. Let's get bullish IWM. All the way up. Collect another dollar there. And SMH only goes up as well. We'll roll that up. 180. 5. Okay. Leave those out there today. All right. What's going on with the Aussie dollar today? Aussie dollar no bueno today. Is it? Oh, look at this. Okay, there's our IWM roll. Aussie dollar having a huge volatility expansion. That's interesting. I already have 2 contracts on in the Aussie dollar. Mimi, do you have any news updates from Australia? What's going on that we would have a huge volatility expansion there? I might put on another one in my other account here. We're right at 45 days. And let's see, we can do... never mind. Toss doesn't do options in the Aussie dollar. Sometimes you forget like things like that. If we were to trade, what's our position now? It is in the 45 day. Okay. We really need to roll down our calls too. Maybe that's what we need to do more than anything else. Let's take these calls and roll them down. Let's see if it'll let me do this. Where's delete leg? Delete leg is somewhere on here, right? Right click, delete leg, and increase quantity. This strategy type is not supported. Uh-oh. All right, let's try it one at a time then. And we just roll one down. Okay. Strike down. You just got to do them one at a time. Not that big a deal. And then account activity price wise. There's one fill. And hopefully we get another fill there. I wonder if Marshall's here yet.
Can you say F's in the chat?
I don't know. I don't know. Can you? The euro is also down money today. Let's look at the euro chart, also with a huge volatility expansion. Marshall, we got a sound effect.
Can you say F's in the chat?
Marshall, we got a channel points reward for you.
Can you say F's in the chat?
I don't know if that's going to get annoying or not, but people have points to redeem. Is that you? I don't know. Does it sound like you? All right, let's add to our euro position. We're having a little bit of fun here. I'm almost tempted to do it in the 17.
Can you say F's in the chat?
I'm almost tempted to do it in the 17 day because we got 8.8 volatility here. Is that a smart move? What would that look like if we did 23 deltas there, 23 deltas there? Let's see about that. So Marshall, we added, I don't know if it was Noodleton or somebody yesterday that told us to check out something called Trigger Fire to play sound effects for channel points. But I took it upon myself to look into it last night. And so we're going to have a lot of sound effects. I think I've got a couple of drywall. What if we do like one that says I like the ding or something like that? We'll get one of the recordings of I like the ding as a channel point reward. And see how that goes. It might have been our stall. It might have been our stall now that you mention it. All right, we got 8 minutes on the first battle. We're filled on the Aussie roll. So our Australian dollar position is looking a little bit more beautiful today. And we are working another euro position. Canada and the British pound are both making money. What else is making money here? We need this Philip Morris to close. And what is IBM doing? IBM is just crashing like a stone. We need some buyers for IBM. Somebody get out there and buy some IBM. Chewy is down. Of course, we got longer Chewy yesterday. First Solar up up a bit today. We're still way in between our strikes there, so that's really not too big of a concern. We could adjust our puts up and collect some more premium. Let's do that. We only got 11 days left to go. So not this Friday, but next Friday we'll be taking it off. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Clicking all over the place. Roll these strikes up. And where are we going to roll them to? We want $5 wide, so we'll go. Oh, we need to go on the other side of these here. This might be too much of a roll, but we'll see. First Solar's been doing pretty well. Bonds continue to come down. Notes down 6 ticks. Drywall short bonds position probably doing very well today. Activity there. We're already below mid. All right, we'll leave that. That was 4 cents below mid. We'll leave that one out there for a while. What else is moving and grooving today? There. Oh, there's the euro. Beautiful. Tesla is 424, literally right in the middle of our. Oh, they got earnings. Do we take off our Tesla position before earnings, or do we ride the wave? We look at our Tesla position here. We 60 days is too much. 30 days. We sold it for 213. And it is now 137, 135, 132, 127. Okay. Do we try and close it before earnings and put something different on specifically for earnings? I mean, we could take 80 cents. Let's see if we can get a fill at 125. Let's see if we can get a fill on that. We'll let the trading gods decide if we're going to be in or out for earnings. EWW. Now, let's have a vol expansion there, I'm guessing. No? Netflix has earnings after the bell today. Do we do a trade in, do we make an adjustment here in IBM? $2 wide call spread at the same strikes. Gives us 66 more cents to break it. Yes, we do, apparently. Oh, well, it's the wrong expiration. Let's try that again. Do it both ways. We will do it both ways, as they say. Call. Call. Both of those have working orders there. And that is IBM. All right, we need to look at, let's see what the overall news is. DOJ to file antitrust suit against Google. let's look at Twitter. Hopefully the same guy that posted an earnings calendar picture, eWhisper. He posted an image of today's earnings reports. Yep, here we go. Here's our calendar. Let's throw this up on the screen. So today we have Netflix, Texas Instruments, and I don't think anything else there is tradable. And then tomorrow before the opening, we have Abbott, Verizon, NASDAQ, Flagstar Bank. All right, so probably just maybe Verizon and Abbott would be considered tradable here. All right, so we have a list of 4 then. Netflix, Texas Instruments. What's Texas Instruments? I think it's TXN, right? Okay. So I'm going to put them in the spreadsheet just as reminders. Netflix, TXN. Abbott is ABO, Abbott, ABT. ABT and Verizon. That's what we will walk through now to see what we can put on. All right, we'll do Netflix last since we've got an existing position. We will start with 6-month charts of every stock to evaluate how they are doing. And our Stream Raiders battle here is good to go. We'll get that started in 4 seconds. We got a good crew here. We got 10 different players. Somebody better go get that lava worm. And that's it. Easy. All right, are we on the boss? Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the boss. Get ready for the boss. All right, Texas Instruments has been on an upswing over the past 6 months. They have gone basically from 105 to 150. We look at a trade. Their IV rank is 24, which is not spectacular, but is pretty good. They have short-dated options, so that is also good. I was going to say this lines up nice and easy with round numbers here. Just the 140, 145, 160, 165. That is not really enough credit. Do we play it to the bullish side? Where we do like a 2-to-1. 2-to-1 skewed. Okay, our first solar adjustment just closed. GDXJ came off. Hello. GDXJ with the winning trade coming off. All right, I like this. This is a little bit different. Skewed iron condor, 2-to-1. Ratio condor. Okay, filled on that. TXN. 227. On 1020. 1020. Bullish IC. I'll just put. Next, Abbott. Going back to the 6-month chart of Abbott, looks similar to the 6-month chart of Texas Instruments, actually. Abbott Labs obviously has corona vaccine influence here. They do have short-dated options. They have good strike selection. Their premium is pretty good. The IV rank is 28. It's only $1. I mean, what if we do something more narrow? So it's 109.50 basically. What if we do like a 109, 110? Now we're collecting 285. That seems a bit better. No, we don't want to do that. Silly. Quantity down. Quantity down. What do we want to do here in Abbott? We could just stick with our bread and butter put ratios. See if we can collect 14 cents on that. And what was the other one? Oh, Verizon. Verizon's going to be tough. Verizon's like a not big premium play. Not a big premium play. Yeah. If we go strangle here. Just inside of one standard deviation. We're only collecting 44 cents. And the next strike up is 57. I think the play in Verizon might be just to sell a put. I mean, their 6-month chart, the lowest they've been is 53. Highest they've been is 60. They're at 57 right now. People still have to pay their cell phone bills. We do like a 55, 56. Collect 20 cents. Wait, do we have the right? Yeah, we don't have the right expirations. Ugh. This premium is no bueno. I mean, do I just sell a 56 put for 22 cents? That's not worth it either. That is not worth. The squeeze is not worth the juice, as they say. The squeeze is not worth the juice. Marshall with the flying rogue. Thank you very much. But I mean, if we did. Even at 56, 57, you can't collect enough. I mean, it's crazy. And it's down on the day. A penny. IBM, what are you doing to me? And where's Philip Morris? Just hanging out there, not closing, huh? Just, we would love it to close. How do we make a trade in Verizon work that isn't just a straddle? I mean, maybe it's an at the money put. A 57 put. And if we're wrong, we're long. I don't see how they're not up. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in the order for 60 cents. If it happens to go down today. I mean, it was 19 cents lower before. The stock, not the option. So I'm going to try and get filled at a great price. If I get a great price, the trade is on. If I do not, it is not. Netflix. What do we do in Netflix? 6-month chart has been strong. Everybody subscribing. Netflix is the only entertainment left in the world now that movie theaters are gone out of business. Netflix. This position has 31 days left. Oh, that's Tesla. Where did Netflix go? Netflix is just a put spread. I almost feel like we just keep a similar trade on, but in the short dated options. So a vertical here in the 3-day options. Let's see what we can do though. This is interesting. See if we can get filled on that. All right, 236. We're in. 236. Put ratio spread yet again. Just going back to the well. Back to the well, to the well, to the well. Did we put one on an Abbott or not? I don't think we did. We're working one in Abbott. That would also be put ratio spread. So I'll put that in the spreadsheet under working. W. Let's leave it there. Leave it blank. I don't want to break the spreadsheet. Verizon, I don't know. I don't know that there's a Verizon option. And I'm just going to take one more look at this image here. Ericsson? Thermo Fisher? Oh, Biogen maybe? Teradyne? I feel like Teradyne's been traded before. Biogen and Teradyne. Let's just see if those are like even remotely tradable. Teradyne doesn't have short-dated options. And their IVR is 34. All right, let's see if we can just do like a tight iron condor Teradyne. And collect 410. This is a does it go nowhere kind of. Oh, God. We quickly have no bids here. 250. 50-50 shot. Oh, wow. Filled much better. We're doing Teradyne, apparently. TER. Iron Condor. 259. Wasn't really expecting that. And what's the other one? Biogen. Biogen does have short-dated options. They're a very high-priced stock with very wide markets. So let's see if we can get filled exceptionally well. Somebody fishing for a fill. Iron Condor in the 3 days with $285, $55, collect 196. Let's see if we can get a great fill. Go down a dime at a time, see if somebody's out there. I'll leave it out there. I'm not that pressed for Biogen. All right, so the options in Verizon. 20 IV rank. Prima, thank you for dropping an epic buster on that battlefield. I mean, even a straddle is not a straddle in Verizon. Because it strikes. It's really just a tight strangle here. Could do something like if I were to play this by my gut. Hey, Prima, thank you for the little emote. Hello. I'll hit you back with another hello. Good to see you here this morning. Hope things are going well for you today. So if you were to add, oh, good. Verizon's down 4 cents now. Before they were up. So this is a better time to do this. This is how I would probably trade it. To the a bullish strangle to the upside. Let's see if we can get filled on this. 3 days to expiration, right? Drinking coffee, procrastinating all the cleaning I have to do. Yeah, that sounds about like a typical morning in the world that we live in these days. Let's see if we can get filled on. 156. 156. Bullish angle. My goodness, we have got a lot of earnings trades on today. We have not closed out our positions from yesterday. All right, where are we here? IWM making money, DraftKings making money, Zoom. What, Zoom still just a put? No, it's a Condor. Ah, Zoom, beautiful today. Just what we like to see. Go up when we want you to go up. Go down when we want you to go down. Corsair's Big Lizard. Drywall, I don't know if you're still here. I told you about this Corsair play I put on yesterday. This Big Lizard has shattered our strikes here. And so price for that to come off is 250 and it's trading at 260. What do we do? High class problem. We just take the profit. We don't want to have to wait 31 days. We want to put on something else. Made 90 bucks in a day. What else can we do in Corsair? I don't think it'll let us roll the whole thing. What would be a new lizard? A new lizard. We could do that. I will be right back. I'm just going to get my second cup of coffee and prepare for this battle in 9 minutes. And ponder this. All right, did things get any better? I think they did here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a closing order for that. And put in a new order for this. Yeah, I need that other order to fill first. Because these are 20s, 20s, and 22s. If I put in a new one, unless I did it here, I could do it at 25. That is incredibly bullish. But we shall see. Markets are wide. We're not getting filled. So I'm actually gonna let this sit at 255. There's no sense taking that off now. We're gonna go ahead and place this other one. $5.27. Beautiful. Beautiful. We are very much we are very much in the driver's seat there. IBM. Take a look at today's graph. At the lows of the day. No bueno. We had such high hopes for IBM this morning. Such high hopes. And here we are now, so disappointed. But all is not lost when it comes to this IBM trade. If we have learned anything from this earnings season, it's that patience is what you need. Okay, we're in Verizon for 60 cents. Wait, we already had a Verizon. What happened with Verizon? BZ. Oh, did we do both? Jeez Louise. Verizon must have down ticked. We got filled at a great price. Okay. Do we treat this as one trade? I guess we have to here. Guess we really have to. It's just a 3-to-1 put ratio spread where we just legged in a little bit. So that 156 is now 216. Okay. 216. We've got a lot of pending earning trades. We have got a lot of pending earnings trades. sure where these are going. So Euro and IBM are the problem children. And Aussie dollar. And the two currencies are not positionally bad. They just had volatility expansions today. So I'm not overly concerned there. Rocket Mortgage down to 2048. Could we roll in those calls? Oh, the battle is ready to begin. This is a boss fight. Let's see how we do. Oh my god. The boss is nice. That boss hits hard. Big rewards. 50 barbarian, 50 berserker scrolls for somebody. Who is going to get it? Teetotaler, who happened to be the most kills. Well, I'm sorry that it didn't go to a regular. Okay, we got a green one down here. No blue ones. So I think we're just going to stick down the bottom here. We'll get the green. We'll get the green chest.
Can you say F's in the chat?
Oh, the chat is right. Marshall chiming in. This was perfect. That was a perfect one. Prima, if you're still here, we added a channel point redemption that plays a sound effect there. And we're going to add some more. I need to come up with some good sound effects, but that's a new one today. All right, back to trading. Let's see if we can't roll these strikes down. They need to be $1 wide. Oh, wow, that only collects us 7 more cents. Probably just better off leaving it. Probably better off just leaving that one. Put that closing order back on. All right, so that's Rocket Mortgage. What else do we got? What else is in the money? So IBM. We've been following IBM pretty closely this morning. Just a little bit bounced off its lows there. We sold calls to hedge our long deltas. At some point, you got to wonder, where does this get its feet under it? And do you get long it as well? For us personally, we already have so many long deltas that it's not really an adjustment that we would make, but somebody else looking at this has got to say that, like, let's look at 2 weeks. Does that fit in the whole thing? Yeah, here's 2 weeks. All the way back to October 7th. We are below the lows. We are below the lows. And I can understand. I mean, IBM's business is really consulting these days, and I don't know how much consulting is going on in the world of business right now. Unless they were to figure out a way to, what did we get filled in? Abbott, 14 cents. That completes all the earnings trades for today. We're gonna have a busy morning tomorrow. We are going to have a very busy morning tomorrow. I should color code these by week. What was Monday? Monday was the 19th. So everything before the 19th was last week. All of those. How do I fill? How do I do a fill? Text color? It's fill? Fill. Theme. That was all last week. I'm going to keep the current week in white. And as the weeks close off, we will segment these off as different weeks as we go. And we'll just kind of play it like that. So this was last week. Or I should say week 1. Week 2. There we go. Was some. So that's that. And now, taking a quick look at the news on CNBC. The Dow is up 200 points about stimulus deal. I don't think we get a stimulus deal. That's just me. AMC is going bankrupt because nobody's going to movie theaters. COVID likely becomes the endemic. Moderna reportedly sees vaccine results in November. Microsoft partners with SpaceX. Yeah. Not a lot of like speculative news, no concrete news, but the DOJ suing Google. That is interesting. What's Google's stock price doing today? It's up. Doesn't really matter that the DOJ is going to sue them. 11 state attorney generals have joined. Well, this is a bunch of nothing. Because the stock's up today. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Let's bring this back to the day view. We're bouncing. We are bouncing. That's good for us. I mean, what we want at this point, now that we've added the call spread, instead of things around 120, we want them right at like 119 and a half. Would be perfect. We look at our analysis here and zoom in. Yep, what did I say? 119 and a half. Anything in between 119 and 120 is perfect. We're even in green right here, right now. We just need the next 3 days to pass and IBM to not go down anymore. But for those of you who are wondering, this is the Tastyworks platform. This is a great way to visualize your options positions. You know, you could be looking at this and saying like, okay, some of us know how to interpret these numbers and understand what you want to happen in order to make money. But, this is really nice too. Just being able to say, like, hey, here's a little flag. It's in my green zone. That's good. If it goes up more, my green zone is bigger. So that's good. So Tastyworks is a great platform that I highly recommend. Paul, good to see you. Have you played any IBM or Netflix, any earnings trades this week? We're just talking about our IBM position right now. We just made an adjustment to it. We got Netflix earnings this week. We got Tesla earnings this week. We just put on, I think, 6 earnings trades for tomorrow. Let me look at the spreadsheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put on 5 earnings trades. We want to take a look. Let's see. Build today. We did earnings trades in Abbott Labs, Verizon, Teradyne, Netflix, and Texas Instruments. And then Corsair. Paul, I hope you're on Corsair. Corsair is a newly list. They had an IPO a few weeks ago. They just added options this week. Look at this chart. They've been going straight up. Here's the full history of Corsair. They had an IPO around 19. And then the past couple days, they had a great Friday or month. They had a good Friday, good Monday. They're having a great day today. You know Corsair. They make mice, cooling units, mouse pads. Very bullish. Very bullish. Rob, good afternoon. We were wondering when you were going to get here. Corsair. Rob, even Rob got in and bought shares yesterday. Or a share. We've been talking about Corsair all morning, Rob. We are in. Corsair to the moon. Hey, 1 share is better than 0 shares. Corsair to the moon. To the moon. All right. Rob, did you go to DraftKings yet? Did you get your daily reward? Turned out to be 2 crowns. Turned out to be 2 crowns today. And today's mission is to do a contest of $5 or more. I'm not really sure what there are for contests at this point. I mean, there's the World Series tonight, right? What do we even do here? It's a salary cap contest. We put together a regular lineup, right? Oh no, it's the captain and utility formula. Yeah, they can't do a regular lineup with only Oh, that's right. I forgot Rob was on vacation for the weekend. He had Friday and Monday off and now he's back to work. Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. You're back here with the rest of us. DTD. What is DTD? Oh, day to day. They don't know if he's going to play or not. Oh my goodness. Do I play a World Series challenge tonight? We'll have to look at that later. That is not for today, or not for this morning, I should say. That's aimlessly wandering through some content. Well, Rob, I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you don't have to take any conference calls or anything. Also, Rob, just because you just got here, I want you to know, if you take a look at the channel point rewards, which you have frequented in the past, there is a new one for 200 points that you can redeem called Fancy F. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. I don't want to ruin the surprise. You go ahead and you redeem the Fancy F channel points rewards.
Can you say F's in the chat?
Yes, you can. You can say F's in the chat. And that's our guest star, Marshall DeMoss, with a with a little question for the chat. I'm going to spend a lot of time today coming up with some new sound effects. New sound effects. Marshall loves it every time he hears it. And if I know Marshall right now, he's scheming what he's going to do for his channel points right now. Because he's not a man to be undone or outdone or any kind of done. He's scheming right now and planning, coming up with what he is going to do. Otherwise, he's just going to hydrate all day. Let's take a look. We're going to go over, we don't spend too much time in TOS these days, but let's take a look at TOS. What the heck? Why is it showing twice? What is that? Oh, CNBC. I don't know why. We just got to remove that altogether. All right. In our TOS portfolio, we also have a euro position, which is down today because of the volatility expansion, but not concerning. Our bond position, much news on your side of the pond today? There's not. We were looking at news a second ago. I'll call it back up because you asked. The only news of substance is that our government is going to sue Google in an antitrust suit, which you would think is a pretty substantial situation. But Google's stock is up today, so they don't care. Overall, the stock market is up today, so they don't care. The big news is that there is speculation that there's going to be a stimulus deal today. I don't believe that there's going to be a stimulus deal today, but I'm also not making any bets specific to a stimulus deal today. So that's a stimulus deal. So, the Republicans and Democrats are not in agreement about the stimulus is about the coronavirus effects on the economy. So over the summer, we had the government sent checks to people to help them, people who had lost their jobs. They wanted to stimulate the economy, so they sent out money to most of the people that qualified for, under a certain salary range. And they did that over the spring and summer, and the program that they did that for expired several weeks ago. And so there's been a lot of speculation that there was going to be a second round of checks that go out to Americans. And the problem is that Republicans want to send out the checks to certain people for in certain quantities, certain size checks, and Democrats want to send it out to different people in different sizes and whatever. And they're not agreeing on who to send it to and how much to send it for. And I'm of the opinion that they're not going to make an agreement. For better, for worse, not making any statements as to whether it's good or bad, but I just don't see a way that they're going to get an agreement. And there's a lot of time pressure because you have the election coming on, and it's a whole complicated thing. So obviously, if they send out all these checks to people, people are going to spend those checks. And if they spend those checks, that helps the economy and the stock market goes up, right? Everybody's happy. But if there are no checks, then people have no money to spend. And there's that. And Marshall says there's no way they're making an agreement. The Senate ain't having it. And I think that's probably the reason why I don't, like, when I look at all of the situation, why don't I think there's going to be an agreement? It kind of comes down, the way I'm evaluating it, to how these negotiations are taking place, right? Like, in theory, you only have two entities, right? Democrats and Republicans. But the way things are really shaking out is you have three. You have the White House, you have the House of Representatives, and you have the Senate. And the only people negotiating right now are the White House and the House of Representatives, which are basically the Democrats. And the Senate is not involved in these negotiation talks. So in theory, whatever negotiations the White House and the Democrats come up with should be agreed upon by the Senate, but that's not a foregone conclusion. There's definitely an opportunity where that doesn't happen, where certain senators want different things than what the White House wants, et cetera, et cetera. And we're at a point where, like, all it takes is a couple days worth of delay to have a meaningful. Actually, can we look at a calendar? Google Calendar. Got it. How do we look by month? Boom. All right, let's look at that. Oh, look, we're looking at it. Here's where we are today. Oh, God, I got to reset transform. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. All right. Hold that down. Bring this over. Here's where we are. Here. And the election is literally 2 weeks from today. Obviously, people are already voting, early voting, lots of stuff. There's only 3 days left to get anything done this week here. That basically only leaves 1 week left of work to do before the election, because the election is on a Tuesday, right? I don't know how much no one's going to be passing any bills or anything on the Monday before election day. It's just not going to happen. So that's that. Bruegel, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to me. I'll take it. We were just talking about, we had a little pause in our trading activities. We were talking about the speculation of, Rob is also in the UK, and he was asking about what the status of things are in the United States. We were talking about whether or not we're going to get any stimulus plan. I don't know if you've been following the coronavirus stimulus plans for the United States, but our government can't figure out what to do. And so that has resulted in a lot of uncertainty. And yeah, right. Not the only one. You got Rob and I have been talking about Brexit and the new 3-tier lockdown system in the UK. We have a very UK focused stream in here some days. Some days. Um so yeah. The other thing we've been talking about is Corsair stock. Corsair that makes mice and RAM and everything else. Their stock just came out a few weeks ago and it's been doing very well. Came out about $19 and now it's up to 23. And we talked about it on the stream yesterday. Rob bought a share and now he's up some money. And so that's what's going on there. Tier 2 in London. Okay, so you're down in London. Rob's up in the Northeast. And yeah. We've been putting on some earnings trades today. Been pretty busy. There's a bunch of stocks that have earnings reports tomorrow, so we've been trying to take advantage of the volatility there. And that's pretty much been it. Oh, good. State Street's been up here. This was one of our busted trades. I made a video about what to do when things go wrong. And we are finally getting something to go right on this one to make up for when things went wrong. So, Bruegel, are you gonna start Half-Life 2 today? Or is today a Warcraft day? I need to reach. What's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it Discord? I have a plan of something I want to do on in the month of November, and you're one of the people that I want to include on it. Okay, I'll hit you up on Discord later today. I think it's gonna be kind of fun, like a fun thing that people will appreciate. Kind of connect some folks. Brugled. I always say Brugled. I don't know why, even though I know it's Brugled and I've been saying Brugled for like a while, when I read it in certain contexts, my eyes and brain still like break it down. So, okay, I'll send you a message later today when I'm off. So you're gonna finish up Half-Life. Okay, so I saw you pretty far into Half-Life 1. I didn't see you when I was in your stream yesterday. You were just chatting. I don't think you had actually started Half-Life 2. Maybe I'll chime in for the finale. I've actually never played them through myself, and I'm really glad that Black Mesa is like a thing, because it makes it so that like no one would go back and play Half-Life 1, I don't think, with the like original graphics. And Black Mesa makes it like a reasonable undertaking. Yeah, it did look good. It looks really good. I haven't heard. I know like you were talking about maybe doing Alex after finishing it off. I don't remember. Like, did it get good reviews? Were people like satisfied with the game? Because it felt like, for something that was like so, I mean, it's not technically, it's not Half-Life 3. It's something different, and maybe that's why. But like Half-Life 3 was like, when you list like the most anticipated games of like the decade, Half-Life 3 is always like close to or at the top. And I didn't read that many reviews of it when it finally came out. But okay, you're saying that people were happy with it, so that's cool. It's an amazing VR game, but obviously that clip, yeah. I mean, I still to this day have not put on a VR headset in my life. And obviously I've been gaming the entire time that like VR headsets have been around. But when Oculus first came out, my PC, which is still my PC now, but I just recently upgraded the motherboard and CPUs. I don't think it would have performed that well. So the Oculus was both expensive when it first came out, and I don't think it would have performed that well on my PC. So I didn't get it. And then when PlayStation VR came out, that was a reasonable option for me. But all the reviews that I read were that, it's not good compared to Oculus, and that certain images look like, you could see the polygons and stuff. And it kind of struck me as like, well, like, is this what I want my first VR experience to be? Like a subpar. And then I know there's been a lot like that have come out for phones. Like there's like the Samsung ones that like you could just plug your phone into the headset. But I have an iPhone, not a Samsung, and there's no like equivalent version for that. So I never went down that angle. And now I guess the Oculus, whatever it is, 2, that's like advertising all over Twitch these days. And like, it was even advertising on my television yesterday. It was funny. I had my laptop on the coffee table in the living room and a TV on because I was watching the football game. And I was getting the Oculus ads on Twitch and on the television like seconds apart from each other. It was like so much like overkill. I remember my housemate back in 2013 worked at a games company and borrowed an early version of the Oculus. I remember being blown away, even though the stuff you could do was a little elementary. Yeah, the other thing that I've been worried about, and I guess I'll never know if I never try, but I've been paranoid that I'm going to be one of those people that get motion sickness. And and then it's like, what do you do? Like you've bought this thing and you are motion sick. So there's there's really nothing you can do about it at that point. So that's been another reason why I haven't like taken the plunge. But I guess that is what it is. I'll have to find out someday. I will have to find out one way or the. I mean, I've always said the other reason is that I've wanted to. I think that the best VR experience is going to be like the room based experience that you see on like Star Trek, right? Like you're in a totally black room, lights go out, next thing you know you're in the middle of a jungle, and it's just the entire room is your VR experience. You don't have a headset on, you're just in a VR experience. And I know that that's so far away compared to a headset, but I just never wanted to like have the half and half. You could go to one of those places that lets you play VR. Yeah, that's actually true. That's not. I mean, obviously, once coronavirus opens up again and you can like go to places, is even a thing. But that is true for sure. Sorry, just putting down my Stream Raiders battle plan. Googled, have you played Stream Raiders at all? I haven't seen it on your stream. I don't know if you're into it. No, you haven't tried it yet. It's pretty addicting. I don't know if you haven't. Maybe it's for the best. Just kind of leave that be. All right. What did we fill today? Working filled. We filled something a second ago. Abbott? No. Why isn't this showing? Yesterday? 7 days. Thought something just filled. Wasn't it SMH? I think I have a memory. No. Now it's saying no orders present. That's weird. Was it? I heard the ding. Oh, it's in the other account. That's why. There it is. SMH filled for 72 cents. That was the roll. So let's take a look at that now. We rolled those up. And now we'll put a close on for that. Perfecto. Oh, you haven't. Okay. Yeah, so Stream Raiders, I'll put it up on the stream here. It's this game where the streamer is a captain and the viewers put down units. So you could probably apply and get and be a captain because you've got enough viewership easily. So you click on this link, and then it links right to your Twitch account. As a viewer, you can just place little army units down here, 1 unit every 5 minutes, and then every 30 minutes the battle starts, and we so here's our army units down here at the bottom, and then these are the bad guys in the middle. When the battle starts, we all like just, it's sort of like auto chess or battle chess or whatever, that like once the battle starts, there's nothing to do. You just place your units. And then there's this big boss in the middle. And if we kill them all, we win and we get rewards and our guys level up. If we lose, we get like, I think there might be some pity rewards, like smaller rewards. And there's like a campaign map. So we have to, like, we're down here at the bottom. We just got to progress through this map, and then there's a boss fight at the end. So especially for things like just chatting streams and whatever, it's like good to kind of have in the background, just sort of like an interaction or whatever. Just like something to do. But what did you say here? I remember coming home, had just got PSVR. He's playing Beat Saber, going nuts. And he didn't hear me come in, and I just sat there laughing my ass off, watching and filming it. That's awesome. I'm glad that you filmed it as well, so that you could you can hold on to that for posterity's sake. Are you said you're raiding on Thursday night. Do you play retail at all or only classic? Just kind of curious. I don't play classic. I guess I don't play retail, or I don't play retail, and I don't really play classic anymore either. But I'm not a retail player at all. I'm always curious for the folks that play both. I do have a retail account. I plan to play Shadowlands. I might log in to check in the pre-patch soon. Is it max level? I'm assuming, I mean, if you've played it at all, I'm assuming that it is. But I haven't played, I guess, what you would consider retail since Cataclysm. So I'll have to admit, when Cataclysm came out and they added in archaeology, and it was a ton of work to like fly around and level up archaeology, I used some botting software and I got banned. And that was probably, I mean, I don't even know how many. Cataclysm was like, what, 6 expansion packs ago? And I hadn't played ever since. I mean, there was like Cataclysm, so Mists of Pandaria, Legion, Warlords of Draenor, Battle for Azeroth. That's 5. I might be missing one there. So yeah, like Wrath of the Lich King was the last expansion that I played seriously. Cataclysm I had like leveled up, but I hadn't done any raids or anything. I think a lot of people stopped at Cataclysm because it just drastically changed the world, as opposed to like, adding a continent. The previous 2 expansion packs added continents, right? Like going up to Outlands, going up to Northrend. Like those were like new things. And then Cataclysm comes in and just kind of like blows everything up. Both geographically and also like from a systems perspective, it basically blew things up. So I think that's where a lot of people kind of got off the bus. I wasn't really into it. And then I think following it up with Pandaria was like it was like such a silly theme. Like, oh God, pandas. We've been joking about pandas for so long. Like anyone that had thought about leaving didn't have any real incentive to cut back or come back, I should say. I think Shadowlands is a good move. Cut back the level cap, try to streamline. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the, I don't know if you listen to Giant Bombcast at all, the podcast or the website Giant Bomb, but like one of the things that those guys kind of critique about WoW, and none of them play it anymore, but they all played it like when it was original, is just like when the expansion packs come out, like if you haven't played it in a while, you can't even play the new expansion pack because like you have to level again, you know? So like the last thing someone that's like interested in a new expansion pack is going to want to do is like level up in the pre-expansion pack content. Like that's just not a streamlined experience. I mean, and I understand that they've got like a progression system and you don't want to just cut that out. But if you want like a new player to come in and be like, okay, what's Shadowlands all about? Minimizing the amount of time that it takes for someone to go from 0 to Shadowlands is a really smart, game design decision, I should say. Because otherwise you've got people spending, like running around Outlands and Northrend, and you're like, oh, this stuff is old and I'm not playing with my friends that are in the new stuff. It's just weird. So I think their decision to smash down the level cap and speed that up even more, because obviously they'd accelerated leveling, but still not enough. Like I shouldn't have to spend 2 weeks of grinding dungeons or questing to get back to like the starting point, right? That's just not realistic. All right. Is IBM ever going to help us out today? Ugh, IBM, what are you doing to us? So, Bruegel, this is one of our earnings trades that we put on yesterday. IBM reported earnings this morning, and they didn't go so good or so well. And so their stock was at 122 yesterday. It's dropped down to 117 right now. For the trade that we put on, we want it to be at about 119. So we need it to come up a couple bucks. We've been watching it pretty closely this morning. Looked like it was starting to go up a little bit. These little 2 green candles here. But then that kind of fizzled. So we're just watching it hang out today. Luckily for us, we made an adjustment this morning. So we're down on the day, but we're in a good position for the rest of the week as long as it doesn't continue to fall even further. But not the way we had designed it or hoped that it went, for sure. So yeah. And then what was our other one? Philip Morris. Yeah, unfortunately, the cigarette company. This one's hanging out down at the bottom of the day as well. And I need this one to just kind of hang out here. You got any regular holdings other than the options trades? I do in my 401k. So you work in the world of retirement accounts, right, Rob? So you're I don't think you have they're not called 401ks because that's a American title. But most of the way I approach it is like this. If you look at your entire life of what your net worth is, right? You have your job, your savings, a house if you have one. All of these things are all sort of sum up together to like your, and not every single one of them is in like a dollar sign form, right? Like your job is, in addition to your salary, it's also like future salary and health insurance and all these other things. So if you look at the size of them, like we've talked about, like having a small investment account versus like um, big credit card debt or like um, a big job, you have to sort of envision the magnitude of all of these things. So I think about my with my job, I've got a 401k, so I put like 6% of my paycheck into my retirement account, and that grows over time. And that's what I've considered. Um, that's what I've had as like my large long term. I can't touch it until I'm 60 or 65 years old anyway. Kind of long term fund. And so the stuff that I do every day is more short term with still the goal of, long term growth. But like the things that I buy to hold on to, um, sometimes they're in this account that I trade. So there will definitely be times when there are individual stocks where normally it's stuff that I know firsthand, right? So like I think I've talked about the Tableau software that I use at work that's really good. Like for a long time in my account, I just owned that stock. Like I didn't have options or anything. Um, but it takes something that like I'm really confident. Like Corsair right now might be something equivalent to that. Like that might be something that I hold on to just like all the way straight through for like the next 6 months or something. Um, but for the most part, that way I'm covered both ways, right? Like, so I've got the 401k that's just buying stuff and holding it forever, or at least the next 20 years, right? And then I've got the stuff that I do day to day, and I don't like to blend them. Like if I'm trying to find stuff to hold on to for the long term at the same time as I'm trying to do trades in the short term, I feel like I'd like get mixed up, right? And I like to be able to look back and compare how they're each doing. So like if one of them's going up 10% and the other one's going up 20%, that's a clean comparison that I can make, as opposed to like, yeah, this one's up 10%, but also I did this other thing in here. So like it's not reflective of the performance. And I'm kind of nitpicking here, right? But I think for a long part of my life, I did take that approach before. So I only started trading options in 2015, just before not just before, about a full year before the 2016 election. So it's only been 5 years, right? I'm 42 years old. So the first 37 years of my life, I just bought things and hoped that they went up. Like that was all of my investments. And the approach that I always took was that I wanted to own things that seemed like what I called or thought of as like generational changers, right? So like 30 years ago, there was no Amazon or eBay. It was like some examples of things like, and stocks like Amazon and eBay have fundamentally changed like the way that like society purchases things, or, like Google, like the way we search for things, like things that like a generation from now we'll look at and say like, how did we exist without? Like those are the types of things that I used to try and invest in. Um, and unfortunately for me, like I stopped investing in Amazon quite a while ago because I was just like, look, I know that Amazon's going to be successful, but the stock has gone up so much so fast. How can it continue? And like yeah, exactly. Ouch. Here's a 5-year chart of Amazon, right? Let's go back to, like I said, I started options trading 5 years ago. Amazon was $587, split adjusted. I don't know if they've even split. And now it's 3,200. And I was thinking that it was too expensive. Not necessarily too expensive, but potentially too expensive. Like one of the things that I learned very early on about the stock market, and I use this expression when I'm talking to my father and to coworkers and stuff all the time. It does not matter if you are right about a stock. It matters if you have a position that the rest of the market agrees with, right? Like Amazon could be a very successful company, but if the market decides to sell, everyone else decides to sell it, it's going to go down. And so like when you find these great companies, you're like, oh, look at this one. They're going to be amazing. The stock might not go up. Which can be frustrating, or at least like the stock might not go up for like an entire year. You could find something today and be like, wow, look at this company. It's amazing. And for the next 12 months, they could do amazing stuff and the stock might go nowhere. And then a year from now, maybe it goes up, but you held the stock for an entire year and it went nowhere. So like it's tough. Once I learned that, and like that's kind of the hard lessons that you learn when like you buy something and they do great, the company does great and the stock goes down and you lose money. It's like, what am I even doing trying to pick these stocks when like they're somewhat disconnected from reality? Which is why when I found this strategy that I use now, like what I call the tasty trade, like strategy of selling options and then buying them back at a lower price, it's all math and probability based. Like if you look at the companies that I'm investing in, some of them I don't even know what they do, but like it doesn't matter because the trades that I'm making are just probability based because there's efficient markets giving a really good price spread. And I'd rather just say I'll take the 75% chance of making money than I'll say this company's stock is going to go up, right? Predicting when something's going to go up or down is one of the hardest things you can do. But saying that I will take this 60% probability, and I mean the key, obviously, anyone who works in the world of math, a 60% probability doesn't mean that you're going to make money. It means that if you did it 100 times, you would probably make money 60% of the time. So you need to have high quantities of trades because 60% trades can lose money and so can 70% trades and 80% trades and 90% trades. So it's certainly not like a foolproof way to make money, but it feels a lot more like how I would prefer to do something. But you miss out on things like this. I mean, I'm showing Amazon here going from 500 to 3,200. And who knows? I mean, 5 years from now, it could be at 7,000. And the business would probably justify that. But I don't know. At some point, a stock needs to be valued relative to how much money the company makes. And that's the part that has kind of fallen apart with Amazon in terms of valuation. It's just insane. But also, if they become our benevolent overlords and run the world, I guess valuation doesn't really matter. Good coffee today. All right, I got to get a work done before the day's out. Good to hang out. Thank you, hey Bruegel. Thanks for coming in and chatting. It's been nice. I appreciate that. Get your work done, and I will see you later for sure. Thanks for coming in. Very much appreciated. Oh, look at that. Bruegel piece. Like that one. All right. So back off Amazon, back to IBM. Can we see any signs of life? This looks like this is where we're going to end up today. I know it's only the first 2 hours of the day, but short of a announcement, which we are not seeing. I do not see any sort of news at all on CNBC. Let's see what CNN has to do. Oh, man. Rush Limbaugh says his lung cancer is terminal. And Jeff Bridges announces he's got lymphoma. That's kind of the most depressing news of the day, is that Jeff Bridges has lymphoma. My grandmother actually died of lymphoma back in the 80s. Hopefully they have better, hopefully there are better treatments for it now, because we do not want to lose the dude. That is for sure. Yeah. We were just, Marshall, weren't we just talking about White Russians in your chat the other day? I think we were talking about White Russians. Maybe that'll be a good sound effect. Careful, man. There's a beverage here. Yeah. Oh, it was in the poker stream. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, here's something that you guys can do. I just tweeted this thing, but I'll put the link in the chat. Earning Survivor. So, Marshall, I know you enjoy free rolls. This is a free roll. This website, it's like an eliminator tournament. You just pick. There's 3 stocks that they have with earnings this week: Netflix, Chipotle, and Tesla. You just pick if they're going to go up or down. And if you get any of them right, you move on to the next week. And it's like an eliminator tournament. And the winner at the end, I think you win $250,000. So it's a free roll. I'm pretty sure you can enter, Rob. You should be able to still be entered in the United Kingdom. I think there's no restriction on that. So all you have to do, click on that. It only takes a second. You just click on that. You click up or down. You don't have to figure out trades or anything. Will the stock go up? Will the stock go down? That's it. Significant call skew in the Netflix options. Did a call ratio spread? Trainings like the bat. 25% winner. How does Daddy do it? Man, Twitter's a trip. Some of the pictures that people post on Twitter are pretty funny. I'm not going to show them on the stream. They're a little bit risque. IBM. Come on, baby. Show me that 119 print. How's our stream raiders going? I haven't been in the background here. Marshall with the most units. I can't believe it.
Can you say F's in the chat?
I can. Pizza's got units in here. Good to see hers up. She's up this morning. Drywall's got his units. Where is Jason Barrow? Jason T is not here because he started a new job. But where's Jason Barrow today? Maybe he doesn't want any of this war drum. Look at this war drum. Now, Marshall said yesterday he's not afraid of anything. And I'm pretty sure...
Can you say F's in the chat?
Let's see some F's for the war drum. I'm pretty sure Marshall is ahead of me on the campaign here, and he defeated this war drum yesterday. We're just getting here now. And he's not afraid. Look at this. Alpha's throwing down the balloon buster. The balloon buster. Coming in hot. What is this? A wasteland hunter. He's got a chainsaw. Oh, he's ranged. Interesting. He throws the chainsaw. That's interesting. We need IBM to just get a little bit of life into it. Now, let's look at the overall market today. We have not talked much about the overall market because we've been focused on our earnings trades. But it definitely looks as though it does not know which direction it's heading. Here's the open. Right here, the tall blue bar at the start. Rallied right at the beginning. Gave it up. Came back. Gave it up again. Tried to put together a nice rally here. I mean, this is like 100 points. And then just gave up the ghost. All the way down from 11,720 to 11,620. That's a full 100 points it gave up here. And now it's trying to rally again. This is a great scalping pattern. I don't know if Drywall's here, but if they could draw it up, this is a great. What I mean by that is you want to make money in both directions. So you buy it here, sell it here, buy it back down here, sell it up here again. You keep playing the bounces. On days like today, you can just make money over and over again. Unfortunately, I have not been engaged in scalping mode because I have been trying to take off these earnings trades. Philip Morris continues down. What are our strikes in Philip Morris? 78. We need some help here, boys. We need some help here, boys. All right, what do we got? 25 seconds to battle. Let's get the battle up here. 17 seconds. Is Jason Barrow going to get a unit out here? Doesn't look that way. Doesn't look that way to me. Let's see here. We're doing it. I'm worried about that guy off on the left. Nope, he's done. Oh, I missed the buster. What did the buster do? Man, those rogues go right in there. They're so fast. Those rogues are so fast, Marshall. Have you noticed how fast they are? Maybe I need to level up my rogue. Look at that. Marshall got a healer scroll. Good for him. Can I level up my rogue? Not right now. Need one more scroll on the barbarian. One more scroll on the barbarian. Is that right now? Nope. We got 29 minutes on the barbarian. Let's give the rogue a shot. Put down some tanks over here. Let's do busters or block those out over there. See if everyone sticks together here. See how my roguey does. Oh my goodness. Look what time it is. Look what time it is, boys. I lost track of time. Did you guys enjoy Boogie yesterday? We rated Boogie. Did you like that? You like that stream?
Can you say F's in the chat?
Yes. Another 30 minutes at work. All right. Well, we will
Much had changed since.
I think we will send a little raid over to. We don't have too many of us, but we're gonna raid Litchlings, who's a very nice girl playing some World of Warcraft right now. And we will start that up in 5 seconds.
Rated R.
F for losing track of time. Yeah, it happens.